All right, welcome back to the show. It is Mark Frankhouse right here, and joining me today, in my opinion, one of the greatest songwriters ever in the history of rock music and music in general, a part of one of the greatest bands, obviously Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, talking to Robert Lamm from Chicago today. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, good morning. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for those kind words.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely do. Well, I grew up with your guys' music. From an early age, my dad introduced me to your guys' music, and it's always been a large part of my life. And honestly speaking, I think I've probably seen, between you guys and Santana, I've probably seen you guys the most live in concert. And up until a couple of years ago, I saw you guys for your 52nd anniversary, and just the best sounding show I've ever seen.
Thank you very much. We like many other bands this year, we're just kind of getting back out on the road, and it's really been remarkable. The response of the crowds. I can tell that everybody's just been dying to get out and listen to live music once again, and we're having a great time providing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have a couple shows coming up actually this Saturday. You're at the old Pine Knob or DTE. In Clarkston, and then you've also got a sold-out show in Interlaken, which I thought was an interesting location. We always
enjoy playing Interlaken because there is a high degree of musicability and appreciation in the audience at all times.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's kind of a cool destination too because it's near Traverse City. It's kind of in between Traverse City and Grand Rapids, so it's nice that there's a central location there for the Northern Michigan fans as well.
Terrific.
So you guys are about to release, actually you already just released the new Live at Carnegie. It's a 16 CD deluxe box set that you guys put out. And this is something really special because there's even songs on this box set that have actually been unreleased before. Is that correct?
That's true. And it's been a labor of love for Rhino Records, Warner Music, and our trumpeter, Lee Loughnane, who's kind of the archivist for the band, spent really the entire pandemic working on remixing it. So it sounds amazing. I have to say I haven't heard every single note there, but it's something I intend to do someday.
That's awesome. Now, you said this actually all started when the pandemic started. Was this a result of the pandemic, or was this something that you guys were already thinking about before it happened?
It was something that Rhino Records, Warner Music and Rhino have our previously recorded album catalog. So they're always looking for unreleased songs or different arrangements of songs in our catalog to release in some form or another. And this was a very special project.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks amazing because you guys have released the vinyl records before, but this is something brand new. And obviously, one of the most celebrated times in Chicago's history. This was really when you guys were full steam ahead. You had just dropped Chicago 3, which went platinum. And you guys, would you say this was probably the most fun time that you guys had in terms of performing live and touring?
Well, it was, are you talking about back in the day?
Yeah, like at around this time.
Yeah, I would say, even though we weren't really aware of our status, because it was going so quickly and so intensely. Right. But for sure, the week-long concerts at Carnegie Hall was really a highlight, something that was exciting and a little bit intimidating given the venue itself. But yeah, it was very exciting.
Absolutely. And, music has changed so much through the years, not only with the music scene, the music industry, but also the way it's produced and the way it's delivered to the audience as well. When you look at bands like Chicago, humbly speaking, you do have to recognize the individuality and also the caliber of performance with each individual member. Do you see any bands like that now? Are you seeing any musical groups out there that you see kind of have that kind of spunk, or do you feel like Chicago was like a product of the time?
I mean, I think our approach was a product of the time because the whole idea of, for instance, really long tunes and songs with movements and lots of solos, and we weren't like your typical rock band. We can play rock.
Yeah,
we can play rock all day long. But what we were interested in doing was kind of pushing the envelope. And I think that there are still bands. There will always be bands that are interested in pushing the envelope and using the music to say something that's individually important to them or to the moment, given what's going on in the world.
Yeah, no doubt. And the music that you guys put out together really changed throughout the years. Obviously, there was different waves, and really the music industry, a lot of it was changing. But even as a band, you guys were changing and evolving throughout the years. I mean, especially when you guys were all living together, basically at the ranch and writing music together as well.
Yeah, we've been together over 5 decades.
Yeah,
and we've always toured really all over the world. We even though we're a well-recorded band and a prolific band, songwriting-wise, the thing we've always loved to do is perform, and I feel strongly that live performance is really the only way to truly enjoy music.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. And that's something special about Chicago shows, I feel, is not only what you guys sound, how you guys sound, and the sound that's being projected from the stage, but also the visuals as well. Your stage show is super intricate. Like I said, when I saw you guys play at the Riviera, or the Ravinia rather, in Chicago a couple of years ago, I was blown away by just the presentation of the show. Thank you.
Well, we put a lot of thought into it, and it's good. It's good to know that it's appreciated. So thanks again for that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And again, too, when we talk about how music changes throughout the years, and even Chicago changing, looking at the individual talents of not only the original members, but the members that are part of Chicago today. It is an absolute professional sounding band. You guys have the best of the best in your band as well. And I think that's something that, kind of adds new life to the band as well.
Well, the thing about being a musician is, I think most musicians would agree that, although we spend a lot of our time performing, we do individually and together also listen to other music, and
right.
We're interested in music, and it's music is something that you can't really stop
right
from developing and from trying new things and really just being alive is what causes a band like Chicago to survive.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's something that I'm lucky to have been a part of, the fact that, I was born in the mid-'80s, and there are still all these great acts that were spawned in the 60s and 70s that are still going strong because they put the music first above everything else. And I feel when you do that, you're going to get a lot more quality and a lot more life out of the music itself.
Good point.
So we're talking about, I was recently talking about, we were talking about Chicago and some of the changes that were happening in the late 70s going into the early 80s, and obviously the unfortunate passing of your friend Terry, and one of the greatest guitar players of all time, arguably. There was a big change in music, and I was curious if you felt maybe it was if his untimely passing had anything to do with the focus and the shift of how your guys' music had ended up turning going into the 70s and going from the 70s to the 80s.
It was a factor, but I think more of a factor than that was the fact that, pop music, rock music itself was being, was shifting, the focus was shifting, the style of rock and pop music was, as it always has, was developing and expanding. So all of those things combined, and the fact that radio itself was changing very much. It very often had become much more corporate. So I think there were many things that affected the sound of the band, and of course the makeup of the band. Whenever you get for whatever reason, whenever you get a change of personnel, it does have an effect on the band. And over the years, we've been very careful and very lucky to have great people join us for however long. Our current guitar player has been with us for 30 years.
Yeah, Keith. So, yeah, exactly.
So, it has changed, and it will continue to change. Hopefully, as we grow and develop as musicians.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm excited that you guys are still touring. You still sound as great as ever. And I'm very excited about this 16 CD deluxe box set. Of course, it's live at Carnegie. It actually went on sale July 16th, so it's currently available right now. And looking forward to these shows coming up in Michigan as well, and really seeing you guys continue to thrive in the future, because it's been an absolute honor and privilege to see you guys play live and to really get to witness the diversity in your band's music. It's something that really separates itself from every other band out there. So if there's somebody out there who hasn't seen you guys live, I definitely would recommend it, because it's a heck of a show.
Well, listen, it's been great to speak with you, Mark. And I look forward to perhaps seeing you at the venue, but at one of the venues in your area.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for the chat.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for everything, Robert. Appreciate it, man.